have some absolutely breaking news that's going to completely shift the landscape of the NFL, because this is going to cause a bit of a domino effect in the NFL, and we're recording this while NFL games are going down. If you can take a moment and leave a like to support the channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. But guys, I have a huge announcement to make. I've been seeing in the comment section a lot of times, many comments mainly appreciating how much work I've been putting in trying to get you guys the news, but there's also been comments about how much I might be depriving myself of sleep to bring you guys this content, which made me realize something. I might need some help. Not mentally, thank goodness, I think I'm doing fine, but in the sense that I need editors to help me with my YouTube daily content. I need editors to help me with my documentary content. I need editors to help me with my TikTok and short content. I need writers that can help me as well. And if you consider yourself to be an expert in one of these fields that I mentioned, please slide into my DMs either at Mikerophone NFL on my Twitter or on my Instagram page at The Flight Mike. And I don't want to drag this on, man. You guys get the point. I just want help to make as much content and the best content for you guys as humanly possible. Now that we got all that out of the way, break! Usually my sponsorships require you to spend money, but I'm really excited because today I'm being sponsored by an awesome application that is out there to make you money. Because I got a sponsorship from Fetch Rewards, which is an application you download onto your phone and just scan any digital receipt or actual physical receipt that you have. Once you do that, you're gonna get a bunch of points, and with those points you could redeem Visa gift cards and Amazon gift cards, in addition to a bunch of other rewards that they have. So here's what you're gonna do. Download Fetch Rewards, go into your Amazon history, scan all of those receipts, and you should have enough money to get yourself an Amazon gift card. This is literally free money. On top of that, when you use my promo code Mikerophone, you'll get an additional 3,000 points. I've been doing this ever since I found out what the sponsorship is, and I felt like I'd pass off the tip to you guys. I want to give a huge shout out to Fetch Rewards because I absolutely love this app. It's a lot of fun just scanning receipts, and this is just a great way to make some extra money. Let me know if my method ends up getting you anything crazy in the comment section down below, and thank you Fetch Rewards for the sponsored upload. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? I'm not trying to sound casual when I make this take, but I'm serious. This is going to completely shift the landscape of the NFL. The Las Vegas Raiders had a very tough outing today against a team that, with all due respect, they should have beaten. But given everything that's happened to the Las Vegas Raiders this year, hell, given everything that's happened to the Las Vegas Raiders in the past month, hell, not even that, in the past week, it's understandable that they've come out and they lost to the lowly New York Giants. And I'm sorry, Giants fans, but your team does stink this year. And after the Henry Ruggs incident that resulted in the Las Vegas Raiders needing to cut one of their, in my opinion, franchise cornerstones after a horrible tragedy that resulted in Henry Ruggs driving 156 miles per hour that had double the blood alcohol concentration level that was the legal limit and ended up killing a poor woman, Henry Ruggs ended up getting released, which means Derek Carr has even less weapons. And it kind of showed in this game where he only threw 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and completed 30 out of 46 of his passes. Yeah, Hunter Renfrow got a lot of targets. Yeah, Darren Waller once again got a lot of receptions, but Kenyon Drake found himself getting targeted a little bit more, and apart from that, there wasn't really anyone stepping up to pick up the slack. And yes, I started Bryan Edwards in fantasy like an idiot, and it didn't work out for me. But I digress. Originally, the Las Vegas Raiders were in the Odell Beckham Jr. sweepstakes, and honestly, I felt like it was a good fit. Odell Beckham Jr. came out yesterday and said that he wanted to sign with a contender, meaning he was willing to give up some salary in order to sign with a contender. Now, I don't mean to insult the Las Vegas Raiders because they're performing remarkably well this year, despite their head coach being forced to resign, despite their first-round draft pick getting released as a result of a horrible tragedy this past week, and despite the man that they picked 7 picks later just randomly recording himself, showing off his weapon and threatening to kill people, which I am surprised that the media didn't make a big deal out of that at all, so I'm just gonna let it go because I thought that was absolutely ridiculous. And if you didn't see that video, I'll leave a link to it in the description down below or on the end screen for you to check out. So the Raiders are thin at wide receiver. receiver, and it looks like they have the solution to their problems in Desean Jackson, because according to Josina Anderson, who first reported this, I just got a text from free agent wide receiver Desean Jackson telling me he's going to the Las Vegas Raiders. Mikerophone quote tweeted this saying, Desean Jackson to the Raiders, he gets more than a minimum deal here. He's headed to Las Vegas. Now, a lot of people want to hate on Desean Jackson for deciding to leave a contending team in the Los Angeles Rams, who are honestly building a super team down there with Von Miller, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Matthew Stafford, and dude, that entire team is just absolutely unstoppable. The only weakness they have is the lack of draft picks that they have. And a lot of people want to poke fun at Desean Jackson for leaving this so he could go to a team that is still pretty good, but has been mired in controversial situations this past month and isn't nearly the contender that the LA Rams are. And to be honest, if you just put yourself in Desean Jackson's shoes, it's really evident why. Desean Jackson is 34 years old, and honestly, when I went to watch the LA Rams face off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers live at SoFi Stadium, which was a crazy experience, might I add, this man had multiple big plays, and he showed me that big play ability was still there, but he wasn't really being used a lot. I mean, after that game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where he had 5 targets for 3 receptions and 120 yards and a touchdown, he was targeted maybe 3 times following that, and he had 1 big reception against the Seattle Seahawks for 68 yards, but after that, the Rams didn't use him as much. And the issue here is Desean Jackson could potentially persuade a team to give him a above veteran minimum contract for the last time in his career. Bear in mind, he's 34 freaking years old, man. Like, this might be his last shot to get a respectable, good contract in the NFL before he needs to hang it up for good. So of course this man wants to go to a team that is thin at the wide receiver position and pretty much fill the exact same role that Henry Ruggs III left behind. They are without a doubt a very similar caliber of player. Obviously, Henry Ruggs was younger, more athletic, and way more fast than Desean Jackson is now, but it's the same type of player in the same role. Now, what does this mean for everyone else in the NFL? Well, one of Odell Beckham Jr.'s rumored destinations was the Las Vegas Raiders. I personally think that Odell Beckham Jr. might end up on the Los Angeles Rams, and here's why. OBJ hinted that he wanted to go to a contender. The LA Rams are currently one of the favorites in the NFC, although the NFC is extremely deep, and Sean McVay has always really loved OBJ. He didn't rule out the LA Rams adding Odell Beckham Jr., saying I would never say never. And with the Las Vegas Raiders out of the way, maybe Odell told the Vegas Raiders that, hey, I'm really not interested in coming to Las Vegas. That's what resulted in them signing Desean Jackson. The Rams have a lot of momentum in terms of the talent they acquired over the past week, trading for Von Miller, adding it to Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. He has a quarterback that could air it out deep and would not miss him as often as Baker Mayfield would in Matthew Stafford. It just makes a lot of sense to me, man. It's just, the question is, Desean Jackson was very underutilized in LA. Apparently, they didn't want to use him up until the playoffs, where they were going to feature him in some gadget plays. Desean Jackson wasn't interested in that because he wanted to pump up his stats so he could probably get another big payday, which is very understandable. So my question is, how would Odell Beckham Jr. be utilized in the LA Rams offense if he does get signed by him? And for all you know, I could be wrong. This is just my prediction. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you're a Raiders fan, what do you think about Desean Jackson signing with the Raiders, and where do you think Odell Beckham Jr. is most likely to go? Aside from that, make sure you guys hit me up in my DMs if you want to potentially work for me. I could definitely use the help, man. I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.